The club have now replied to the official supporters trust and has stated it's important that we deal with the facts. Our spend levels quite clearly show that we have backed our football side. The club has invested heavily in the squad. Christian Stellini has stated that he doesn't know when Antonio Conte will be back. He could be back this Sunday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And the Evening Standard have stated that they believe that Emerson Royal will start the game over Pedro Porro on Sunday. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, but I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Now, just before I get into it, I would just like to say a huge thank you very much to every single one of you who pressed that play button on my YouTube channel during the month of January 2023. A record month, over 2 million views in a single month. Incredible figures. So thank you very much to all of you for all of your incredible support. And we are now at over 80,000 subscribers. So thank you so much. Now, first up, let's talk about the Premier League fixtures for this weekend. Now, Friday evening, Chelsea will take on Fulham. 7 games will take place in the Premier League on Saturday. Everton against Arsenal. Aston Villa will take on Leicester. Brentford against Southampton. Brighton against Bournemouth. Manchester United will take on Crystal Palace. Wolves will entertain Liverpool. And Newcastle will play West Ham United. On Sunday, Nottingham Forest will take on Leeds. And then, of course, it is our game, the big one, Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester City. 4:30 p.m. kickoff at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, going into this weekend, Tottenham Hotspur are 5th in the Premier League table. We have played 21 games. We've won 11, drawn 3 and lost 7. We have a goal difference of +9. We have 36 points. We are just 3 points away from the top 4. On Friday, Conte's assistant, Christian Stellini, confirmed the team news ahead of the Manchester City game on Sunday. He said Richarlison has trained all week. He had a small problem before the game against Preston. He recovered immediately, so he is available for the next match. Lucas Moura played a game for the under-21s, and he is back. He needs time to work, but he is back. Stellini was asked the question, will new signing Pedro Porro make his debut for Spurs on Sunday? He said he could do. He played in a similar system at Sporting that we play. He is available and we could use him. Now, ahead of the Spurs v Manchester City game, the Evening Standard have just published a predicted lineup. They have gone with Hugo Lloris in goal. They have gone with the back three of Dyer, Davis and Romero. The wing-backs they have gone for is Sessegnon and Emerson Royal. In midfield, Højbjerg and Bentancur. And then the front three of Kulusevski, Kane and Son. A report has just been published by BBC Sport and they are stating that Tottenham's board has rejected claims by the club's supporters trust that it has not invested enough in the team. The trust wrote to the board last month highlighting concerns in a number of areas, including recruitment. In its reply, the board said more than £500 million had been spent on players since the club's new stadium opened in 2019. In the reply, the club said it's important that we deal with facts. Our spend levels quite clearly show that we have backed our football side. The club has invested heavily in the squad. This is a continual process with the aim of standing the club in good stead on the pitch for years to come. BBC Sports state that the Supporters Trust listed 4 main areas of concern, including the medium and long-term strategy for success, manager Antonio Conte's contract situation, recent player recruitment and future investment. Adding these issues had been exacerbated by a lack of communication with fans. Former Chelsea boss Antonio Conte, who was appointed in November 2021, is out of contract in June, although Spurs hold the option to extend his deal by a further 12 months. In its reply, the board said £200 million was spent on new players last summer alone, with a further £47 million during the January transfer window. In the club's reply, and I quote, "Since opening the stadium in April 2019, we have spent more than £500 million, putting us in the top quartile of spending in the Premier League. And we have made significant investments in the women's team too. Despite this, we consistently see references to our perceived lack of backing for head coaches and lack of spending. There is always a fine line between long-term investment and short-termism, which is why our recruitment has to be first class. Mistakes at this level leave a financial and sporting impact for future seasons. We have felt the financial impact of supporting player purchases, which have not worked out as hoped. We have taken steps to improve this area of operations, and the recent windows reflect this." Now, back to the report from BBC Sport. It states that the Trust said it welcomed the board's response, but wanted to see a greater acknowledgement of the concerns of some fans and a fuller explanation in a number of key areas. It added that there are a desire among Trust members to arrange a meeting to discuss the club's financial results, which are due to be released later this month. On Thursday, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club confirmed that Spurs head coach Antonio Conte had surgery to remove his gallbladder. On Friday at Hotspur Way, Christian Stellini took the press conference ahead of the Manchester City game on Sunday. When asked the question when Antonio Conte is returning to the Tottenham Hotspur touchline, this is what Christian Stellini had to say.
We don't know yet when Antonio is coming back. Everything is possible. The surgery was good. He's recovering well. At the moment, he's at home. So we have 2 days for the game, and everything can happen. Last week, he had a problem, but we thought was heel or influence. Not a problem like this. And when he discovered this, was a surprise, and he was so sad about this. And but we have to keep going and work. We had the time to speak with Antonio before the surgery, how we have to prepare and the way to prepare the next game. And then we have lost him for 12 hours, the time to have the surgery. The surgery was not difficult, and it's important he recovered well. This is the most important thing.
Now, my thoughts on these stories in this episode. Firstly, I would like to say wishing Antonio Conte a speedy recovery, hoping everything is okay after his surgery. Christian Stellini, of course, has said after his surgery, he spoke to Antonio Conte, and the first thing he said to him is, how was training? It was straight back to, work, straight back to speaking Tottenham Hotspur rather than about his health. So I do hope that he takes it easy. And of course, Stellini has said that he may be in attendance at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday. He may even be on the bench, directing the team. I just hope that he does take it easy. Of course, an important result, is key for Spurs on Sunday, but Conte does need to take it easy because, of course, we do need him in the best, fittest state possible for future matches, but wishing him all of the very best. Now, talking about the City game on Sunday. Now, it's interesting because the Evening Standard have stated that they think that Emerson Royal will play instead of Pedro Porro, making his first start in the Tottenham Hotspur shirt. Personally, I want to see Pedro Porro. When you look back at last January window, Bentancur and Kulusevski literally improving this team straight away, walking into the starting 11. I believe that Pedro Porro is going to do exactly that. I really, no disrespect to any other right back at Spurs. I want to see Pedro Porro wear that shirt, start the game against City on Sunday. It's a must. Now, my thoughts on the club's reply to the Trust. Do you know what? I feel that the club could have gone in so much more depth. I feel that there is so much more to explain from the club. I do get the club's explanation about the money spent. I always state that, Spurs do spend money, but in the last few years, particularly when we have moved in our brand new stadium since April 2019, money has been spent, but it's been spent badly. And Spurs have recognised this, and they have acknowledged that recruitment hasn't been the best. Of course, Fabio Paratici has come in, at the start of the 2021-2022 season. You could argue there are signings that we're still not happy with, the likes of Emerson Royale, for instance. Brian Hill has just gone back to where he came from. And, of course, we lost Money and Eric Lamela. Recruitment hasn't been the best over recent years. It does certainly need to be improved. But I believe as well, although Spurs say, we have spent a lot of money, which we have, that is factually true, we could be spending a lot more. We were promised as fans that every single penny that went into that club or goes into that club is going to spend on the pitch. So we know that we could spend a whole lot more. And I believe as well that when you appoint managers such as Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte, you know that these are managers that want to win now. You know that these are not managers that are project managers, that they're going to be here for 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. They're not those sorts of managers. They want to bring players in now and they want to win now. So I think that is probably why some fans are very disappointed, because when you bring in someone like Antonio Conte, he wants to build that team straight away. He wants to win trophies straight away. My only worry now is there is no explanation whatsoever about Antonio Conte's contract. We still are left in limbo as fans, not knowing who our manager will be next season. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.